People had no idea they were rich until that list came out. And if you strike it rich in the lotto, then maybe you will make it on the Forbes billionaires list yourself. So how can you increase your chances of cashing in? Our next guest says there's a science behind winning the big jackpot. I want you to meet Professor Skip Garibaldi. He's a mathematician from Emory University. He joins us right now from Georgia. Professor, it's possible to increase your odds. Tell me about your model.
Well, in our model, what we found was that not so much that you can increase your odds. We don't think there's a way to increase your odds of actually hitting the jackpot. But there is a way to increase your chances of winning big if you do win the jackpot, to improve your winnings.
Right, all right, so let's look at a few of your tips. Find a drawing with the jackpot is unusually large and the number of tickets sold unusually low.
Exactly. I know it sounds very simple,
yeah.
But in fact, what's interesting is that we found that there are some lottery drawings that have this property, and some of these had really spectacular rates of return on them.
All right, you also say play the state lotto, depending on the state and how the lottos are constructed. Most are good bets, like Texas, you give an example. Another one, pick the most popular numbers. You won't win more or less often, but you will not be splitting the winnings, which is key.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I say unpopular numbers. You want to pick unpopular numbers.
For example, what's an unpopular number?
Well, that's a great question. So you want to avoid numbers that are like parts of birthdays. Those are popular things to put on your lottery ticket. And then if you look at the actual grid that you play, the piece of paper that you color in the numbers on, you want to avoid things like selecting in a column straight down the ticket, because those are also popular choices.
All right, you say avoid things like dates and do patterns, as you mentioned. And you also say don't avoid those numbers. You also say don't pick number one.
Yes, exactly. It's a very popular choice, you know, both because it appears in a lot of dates and also it's really up in the upper left-hand corner of that ticket. So it's just you're much more likely to share the jackpot if you happen to win with that number in your list.
I found this interesting too. You claim Mega and Powerball are bad bets to make. State lotteries, not bad bets. What's wrong with the Mega and Powerball?
Well, the problem is with those is that they have these enormous jackpots, which are great and really drive a lot of sales. It's very interesting. But the downside of those is that also means there's a lot of people playing, and consequently, you're much more likely to share the jackpot if you do win the jackpot.
All right, Professor Skip Garibaldi, thanks so much. Hopefully you create some winners today.
It was my pleasure.
All right, and the state's looking to raise money. You got more and more.